Hey there everyone, she is here, the Pat McGrath Labs Bronze Seduction palette. I am so ready. I am afraid this may be the most beautiful palette I think I have ever seen. I am serious. I am so thrilled it is finally here. All $125 worth of it. I'm going to do two looks from it for you guys. First is this red one. I am feeling very Christmas party with this today. It is very Christmassy. It is red and green. I have red lips. Very Christmassy feeling lipstick, very party ready. First of all, welcome back to my makeup party. I'm Natasha and I'm glad you're here to see my Pat McGrath Labs the latest from Pat McGrath Labs. So first of all, I have to tell you guys I have had problems in the past with Pat McGrath Labs palettes. Both the full-size ones and the smaller ones. This is one of the full-size ones, of course. I've had problems in the past with that. This one doesn't seem to be quite as problematic. I'm going very slow with my application. I am going very easy. I am using very little on the brush. So I'll tell you in just a minute what my problems usually are with her palettes. But first let's look at the palette. It is the Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction Eyeshadow Palette, and it comes in this fantastic cardboard box on the outside. So I think this is really unusual. It's really pretty. It's one of the prettier ones that she's done. Okay, I will actually save this. Now the problem with the Pat McGrath Labs full-size Mothership palettes is that they all look exactly the same on the outside. They're all exactly like this. Black lacquer with gold symbols in the middle, and then the back is a bronze plate, metal plate. They all look exactly the same and they don't really have the names on them. So when you go to look for them in your drawer, you kind of have to try to, you have to open it up and look at it. The way I have found to get around that is to leave them in their boxes in your drawer or your file or however you file your makeup palettes. Leave them in the boxes and that way you can have an idea of what's what. This is just the most beautiful one of the three others that I've owned from Pat McGrath. This one's just the most beautiful one. So we have mattes, we have a smooth foil type, and we have a chunkier glitter type, and we also have what I would call eye toppers, shadow toppers, that are just pure straight up glitter, and they glitter like nobody else's. Pat McGrath does the glitter like insanity. Let me show you the color names. So you have a card in here that has the names on it. Okay, so we have here Skin Show Divine Glow, Entrapment, Bronze Glaze, Rose Gold 005, and VR Fire Opal. This color, just this color, it's crazy. Cream Extreme Aubergine, Guilty Pleasure, Disobedient, Blitz Flame, and Astral Luna Gold. Okay, this one is a satin finish. We have 3 mattes right through here. These two are a chunkier glitter. This one is a satin metallic. And then these 3 here are just kind of straight up glitter, but they do have a backing or a background to them. They're beautiful and they're what I would call toppers for eyeshadows. These are your swatches, the glitter toppers. This is the gold, crazy gold one I just put on my lip. There's that green one that is so intense, and then this peach is intensely brilliant. We have our 3 mattes here. Let me show you first of all how I put this on, and then I will tell you the problems I have with Pat McGrath's palettes. Okay, and here we go. I've already primed my lids. I'm going to start putting this color in my crease and transition area. I've had problems with these matte colors in Pat McGrath Labs palettes before because they are so hard pressed and they are very pigmented, and I have a lot of problems with them being very patchy and very streaky because they're hard but they're very pigmented. So what I'm gonna have to do is go very lightly into the color and very lightly start to build it. These deep colors she has are just, and I do have a little powder on in my crease and transition area on top of my primer. I have a little of that in there to try to help this not be so streaky. Okay, that's going on good. I went in real slow. I went in real gently. And I did not get the streakiness. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing when I do my outer corner on this palette, because the dark colors tend to be really hard to work with on her palettes. So now that I have sort of that layer down in sort of a broad area, I'm gonna take a smaller fluffy brush and go into this deep color right here, this deep chocolate brown. That is a rich chocolatey brown. Look at that. Going in very lightly and really tapping that sucker off. Start in the inner crease and sort of right out here with it. See, I'm getting that streaking though. I tried to put it on very lightly. And these are just really difficult palettes for me. If I had a whole lot of time to spend doing my makeup, it would be okay, but somebody always needs me. So I can't spend all day building layers on my makeup. I'm gonna put some more of that lighter color up higher on the crease and transition here. I want it to just fade into that deeper color there. And placing some of this sort of champagne color here up under my brow. Ooh, it's gold. I thought it was champagne, but it's gold. Okay, fun, fun, fun. I'm gonna put this bright red foil on my lid. I'm gonna do it with my finger. It's very smooth. And then I'm, of course, going to top this with glitter. So it won't just be the foil. Wow, that is a Christmas looking red. Wow, and it's sticking down really nicely. I guess this really is going to be a Christmas eye because it's about to be red and green. I'm going to put this dark brown in the outer corner, just sort of faded, not too dark and intense. Okay, I'm going to fluff with the tip of that brush some of this deep aubergine, just eggplant purple in the outer corner. I'm just sort of pat that on. Okay, now for the fun part. I'm going to glitter it up. I'm going to tap this color right here over the red pigment on my eye. It is an intense glittery peach. It is like the glitteriest thing you've ever seen. And in my inner corner, I'm going to put this insane lime green glitter. It glitters. It is so beautiful. I wore this last night just by itself on my eye, and it was so glittering. It just was insane. I'm just gonna put a little of it over the transition area between the dark brown and the red. Okay, I have to go into that green because it's just too pretty, and I have to put it in my inner corner. Then once I get the rest of my eye done, I will follow it down onto here, but right now I'm just gonna put it up here. Can you see that? It's green. It's got like a blue-green in there as well. Now what I had to do last night with this glitter was I had to go in and put a little Fix Plus on a flat brush and just sort of nail it down because it was getting insane. It was falling all over the place. I mean, it's worth it because it's so beautiful. But I did have to sort of tamp it down a little bit, calm it down a little. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put that red foil color, I'm gonna dust that under my lash line on the bottom. And then I'm going to line up right under my lashes with a different color, probably that deep purple over here. Oh my God, look at that. I'm feeling very Christmas party with this. All right, tightly lining up under my lash line with that deep plum. And just patting that into place. Okay, here are the problems that I have with Pat McGrath's palettes, and you saw some of that in the application video just now. But in Pat McGrath's palettes, there are always some mattes, and they're always very deep. And the problem is that her mattes are very pigmented, but they are very hard pressed in the pan. So as I am applying, I'm trying to put them on with my brush. I'm trying to dip very lightly into them because I get really bad streak marks and really bad patchiness, and I can't blend them out. I'm trying to dip in, I'm trying to apply them slowly and very lightly and build the color up. And because I'm always in such a hurry, especially with my makeup, who has time for makeup? I am always putting them on streaky, patchy. Her mattes do not make me happy because they're so hard to work with. It may be that I am not the greatest makeup applier in the world. I am not a makeup artist. I just enjoy makeup. So it may be that I'm just not that good at putting them on. But with her particular palettes, I have a problem with the mattes. Other companies, other brands, I don't have this kind of streaking that I have with her mattes. The other problem I have with her formula in her palettes is there's always at least 1 or 2 colors in her palettes, and for $125, there's always at least 1 or 2 colors in her palettes that have this really yucky consistency. In this palette, there is only one, and it is this one called Guilty Pleasure. It is very flaky, kind of a non-existent color. It's not pretty. There's not much to it. There's no background pigment. It's very bleh. There's always one like this. It's usually some sort of grayish or taupish color like this. It's always in every one of her palettes, and I just can't stand that. It's so expensive. These palettes are so expensive, and to have the mattes give a novice like me so much trouble and then have this flaky non-color in every palette, it makes me crazy. And that is why I don't have all of the palettes I have bought from her. I have ended up selling a lot of the palettes that I have bought from her on my Poshmark account. So take a look at that link down below and buy some of my makeup on Poshmark. So I do love this palette. I think these 3 glitters are just about the most beautiful glitters I've ever seen. I am serious. I just cannot get over. That's that green. This peach is insane, and then this gold. It looks, in the pan it looks white, but on it is a brilliant screaming yellowy gold. I'll re-swatch those just by themselves. They're nuts. They're insane. Look at the color play on those. And it's the bronzy gold eye today. Okay, would you look at that flash? Would you just look at how beautiful this palette is? It is not often, well, I'll save that until after I've shown you how I applied this, but I'm gonna say this palette is just spectacular because I'm a fan of glitter. I'll get into that in a minute, but here is the bronzy gold eye from the Pat McGrath's Bronze Seduction. Okay, starting in with the crease area, I'm gonna use this color right here, but lightly because as we know, Pat McGrath's mattes are hard to work with. I'm just going to lightly go into this beautiful rosy dark chocolate and put a little of that in the crease, inner crease. I don't want to get drag marks. Okay, this beautiful shimmering brown bronze here. I'm going to put that on my lid with my finger. It is a looser, flakier glitter than these glitter toppers. It is definitely chunkier and flakier than this foil. This is very smooth. So I do have glitter glue on today as a primer base, and it's sticking to that very nicely. I'm going to take a little bit of that on a brush, just a small brush. Try to get it in here. That went on really nicely. I'm going to place some of that dark brown on the outer corner. I'm going to clean off my brush and just carry some of whatever's left on that area there into the crease. And now I'm going to put this insane gold over the top of my lid. It looks white. It is not. It is gold. It looks very wet, as you can see. And that, oh my God, it's beautiful. Okay, it is going everywhere. It's going all over my face, but I think I'm gonna limit it to just the center, sort of my eye. Would you look at that? That is insane. Oh my God, I know $125 is a lot for a makeup palette because we all have lives in the real world, but this one, I think it is worth it. And once again, a little bit of this champagne color up under my brow. Okay, that glitter is going everywhere, so I'm going to spray just a little bit of Fix Plus on a flatter brush, and I'm going to just dab and pack down that glitter. And dusting some of that color I used in my crease right here under my lower lashes. Okay, Pat McGrath Labs. So that color that I put on my lid, the bronze color right here in the middle, that one is a little chunky, flaky lid, but it went on fantastic. I think it went on just fantastic. And then putting this weird, flashy yellow gold and white sort of duochrome on top of it is just stunning. I absolutely love this palette. And then of course I dabbed a little bit of this green glow on the inner corner. So it is not often that I say that $125 palette is worth it. This one I think is worth it. I don't think I've ever said that about any other palette, that one that's that expensive is actually worth it, because those glitters they just make it. I think the mattes that they chose for this palette are extremely well chosen. They are exactly what needed to be in this palette. We needed a sort of a cocoa-y brown, a deep brown eggplant, and then a very, very deep plum. That's exactly what needed to go into this palette. I am disappointed in this color here, but it's not one I would ever use. I'm concentrating on all these other pretties over here. So it's just a fantastic palette. If you like glitter, then it's for you. Out of all of her palettes I have owned, this is the best one. This is the only one I really, really want to keep. On my lips today, ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip. This color is called Magic Wand. Fantastic nude right here. And coming up, holiday stuff. I've ordered the Urban Decay Cherry palette. I also ordered along with it some other stuff. So I'm going to try all of that out for you. And I did buy the Hourglass new Hourglass Holiday Palette, $80 worth. Got that. And I did a little shopping last night. And Charlotte Tilbury's new eyeshadow palette for holidays is all pinks and berries, but it's very warm. So I've got one of those, and I'm going to show that to you as soon as I can. Lots to catch up on, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, please.